300 kilometers north of Damascus, and Syria's forces surrendered key positions yesterday following a coordinated rebel offensive utilizing advanced anti-armor weaponry. This is the latest development in a rapidly shifting landscape across Syria, Iran and Ukraine, Russia and Israel. We examine the implications of this Syrian breakthrough alongside President Trump's response to an Iranian missile strike and subsequent joint U.S. Saudi operations targeting Iraq. Updates on Ukraine, Russia and Israel follow, including the resumption of B-52 radar testing after last month's fatal incident. Over 7,800 armored vehicles have been confirmed lost by Russian forces since February 2022, a staggering figure documented through Oryx visual confirmation and indicative of the sustained pressure Ukraine continues to exert. Recent developments reveal a significant shift in Allied support, moving beyond simply providing weaponry to sharing critical design specifications with Ukrainian manufacturers. This collaboration, spearheaded significantly by the United Kingdom, is demonstrably impacting Russia's operational capabilities across multiple fronts. As of July 29, 2026, reports indicate that Ukraine is now producing key components and even entire systems domestically, effectively outpacing the supply chain limitations previously experienced. This transition represents a strategic victory for Kyiv, bolstering its long-term resilience against Russian aggression. While fighting remains intense in eastern regions, particularly around Avdiivka and Toretsk, Ukrainian forces are exhibiting improved accuracy and effectiveness in targeting Russian assets. The UK's contribution extends beyond design blueprints. Intelligence sharing and technical training have also played a vital role in enhancing Ukraine's precision strike capabilities, allowing for more targeted engagements against key command nodes and logistical hubs. The implications of this shift are far-reaching. Russia's ability to replenish its depleted equipment stocks is already severely hampered, compounded by sanctions and supply chain disruptions. The confirmed losses exceeding 500 tanks and 350 aircraft further strain Moscow's military resources, making it increasingly difficult to sustain offensive operations in areas like Pokrovsk. Rafael Advanced Defense Systems has now delivered its 1,000th unit of a critical naval gun system, marking a significant milestone for Israeli defense production and demonstrating global demand for this technology. The system, increasingly vital in countering asymmetric threats, is being shipped from facilities near both Tel Aviv and Haifa to navies worldwide. This surge in orders reflects the escalating need for effective defensive capabilities against small boat swarms and unmanned aerial systems, particularly as maritime environments become more contested. The gun system's design prioritizes remote operation, allowing sailors to engage targets without exposing themselves directly to enemy fire. This capability is proving invaluable in regions facing persistent threats from fast attack craft and drone incursions. The widespread adoption of Rafael's technology underscores a global shift towards layered defense strategies, combining radar systems, electronic warfare capabilities, and precision-guided weaponry. The strategic implications are considerable. For Israel, this production milestone represents not only economic success, but also reinforces its position as a leading exporter of advanced military technologies. It highlights the nation's ability to rapidly adapt to evolving battlefield dynamics and provide solutions for international partners facing similar security challenges. The system's effectiveness has been observed in various operational theaters, contributing to improved maritime domain awareness and enhanced force protection for navies operating in high-risk areas. While focused on naval defense, this technological advancement also informs ground-based air defense strategies, particularly concerning the interception of low-flying drones, a tactic increasingly employed by adversaries across multiple conflict zones. Over the past 3 days, Syrian rebel forces have executed a highly coordinated offensive, resulting in significant territorial gains and substantial losses for regime military units in northern Syria. Initial reports confirmed the capture of approximately 15 kilometers of territory previously held by pro-government forces, centered around the strategic town of Tal Rifat. This rapid advance has been characterized by precise tactical maneuvers and effective utilization of captured equipment, leading to a swift collapse of entrenched defensive positions. The offensive, dubbed a three-day SMO done right by rebel sources, appears to have exploited vulnerabilities in regime lines, demonstrating a level of operational planning previously unseen. Captured video footage indicates the destruction of numerous armored vehicles and artillery pieces. Though precise figures remain unconfirmed, military analysts suggest that the rebels' success stems from a combination of improved training, bolstered supply lines, and potentially intelligence support. The speed with which these gains were achieved has taken many by surprise, prompting a reassessment of regime defensive capabilities along this critical front. The capture of Tal Rifat holds significant strategic importance, providing a launchpad for further advances toward Manbij, currently under Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces control. While direct confrontation with the SDF remains unlikely given existing agreements, the rebel advance undeniably complicates regional power dynamics and increases tensions in the area. The offensive also highlights the ongoing fragmentation within Syria's armed factions, with various groups vying for influence and territory. This latest development underscores the persistent instability plaguing the nation despite 20 individuals are confirmed dead following a recent Iranian missile attack, prompting swift action from Washington and Riyadh. On January 30th, former President Trump pledged retribution for the assault, leading to a coordinated military operation between U.S. forces and Saudi Arabia targeting locations within Iraq. Details remain limited regarding specific targets, but reports indicate strikes focused on suspected Iranian proxy groups operating in northern Iraq near Mosul and Erbil. The joint action represents a significant escalation of tensions in the region, moving beyond retaliatory measures against Iran itself to directly impacting its regional network. Meanwhile, heightened concerns are emerging concerning maritime security in the Red Sea. Houthi rebels, based in Yemen and believed to be aligned with Iranian interests, are reportedly considering implementing tolls on commercial vessels transiting the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, a critical choke point for global trade connecting the Indian Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea. Such a move would severely disrupt shipping lanes, impacting energy supplies and international commerce. The potential disruption has prompted increased naval patrols by coalition forces in the area. Adding to the complexity of the situation, a newly released assessment highlights vulnerabilities within America's defensive missile capabilities. While details are classified, sources suggest concerns regarding the readiness and quantity of interceptor missiles available to counter potential future attacks from Iran or its proxies throughout the region, including those based near Tabriz and Isfahan. This comes at a time when Iranian ballistic missile programs continue to advance, posing an ongoing threat to regional stability. Following last month's tragic incident, the United States Air Force is set to resume critical radar testing operations involving B-52 bombers. The resumption comes after a fatal crash on June 25, 2026, at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana, an event that prompted immediate operational pauses and a comprehensive review of safety protocols. Airman First Class Preston Crawford was among those involved in the incident, highlighting the inherent risks faced by personnel supporting these vital exercises. The testing program is focused on enhancing our ability to accurately assess and counter enemy radar signals, a capability deemed essential for maintaining air superiority within increasingly complex airspace over Volgograd and Rostov-on-Don. These B-52 aircraft are crucial assets, providing long-range strike capabilities and acting as command and control nodes in contested airspace. The ability to detect and evade enemy radar systems allows these bombers to penetrate heavily defended areas and deliver precision strikes against key targets, disrupting enemy logistics and command structures. The decision to resume testing with a second B-52 indicates the urgency of this program and the strategic importance placed on its completion. A top Air Force official acknowledged the need for schedule adjustments following the crash, emphasizing that safety remains paramount while recognizing the operational imperative. The pause in testing had raised concerns about potential delays in fielding upgraded radar countermeasures, potentially leaving U.S. forces vulnerable to increasingly sophisticated enemy detection systems. The Sevmash shipyard in Severodvinsk recently marked a significant milestone with the movement of the Ulyanovsk submarine out of its construction hall, signaling substantial progress in Russia's naval modernization program. This development comes amidst ongoing military operations and fluctuating battlefield dynamics across multiple regions, including persistent challenges near Voronezh and continued engagements around Belgorod. The Ulyanovsk represents the latest addition to Russia's Yemen class of nuclear attack submarines, a platform designed for stealthy deployment and capable of launching cruise missiles alongside torpedoes. Its completion underscores Moscow's commitment to maintaining a potent submarine force despite current resource constraints elsewhere. The Russian United Shipbuilding Corporation highlighted the slipway construction phase as now complete, indicating years of dedicated effort culminating in this pivotal moment. The Yemen-class submarines are considered a considerable upgrade over previous generations, boasting improved acoustic stealth and enhanced weaponry systems. Analysts suggest that these advancements aim to counter evolving threats from NATO naval forces operating in the Arctic and North Atlantic, while Russia faces difficulties securing key components due to international sanctions. The Ulyanovsk's rollout demonstrates a continued ability to prioritize and invest in strategic maritime assets. The deployment of such advanced submarines has considerable implications for regional security. The Ulyanovsk's operational range allows it to project power across vast distances, potentially impacting naval operations from the Baltic Sea to the Mediterranean. Furthermore, its cruise missile capabilities extend Russia's reach beyond traditional submarine warfare, posing a threat to land-based. The recent confluence of events across multiple theaters reveals a sharpening strategic landscape characterized by escalating regional tensions and a shifting balance in capabilities. The Syrian rebel offensive, culminating in the rapid collapse of regime forces in northern Syria, highlights a concerning vulnerability within Assad's military structure. While details remain scarce regarding the specific units involved and weaponry employed during this three-day operation, its success suggests a potential for further destabilization if similar operations are replicated with sufficient support. The speed of the collapse indicates deficiencies in Syrian defensive posture, potentially exacerbated by ongoing resource constraints. Simultaneously, the Iranian missile attack and the subsequent U.S. Saudi response targeting Iraq introduces a dangerous escalation dynamic within the Middle East. Trump's vow of revenge, coupled with joint military action, signals a willingness to directly confront Iranian proxies and infrastructure. The potential for Houthi actions in the Bab al-Mandeb Strait further complicates maritime security, while reports of depleted U.S. interceptor stockpiles raise questions about America's ability to effectively counter future missile barrages. This theater demonstrates an increasing risk of broader regional conflict. Elsewhere, Ukraine continues to leverage Allied support for increasingly sophisticated targeting capabilities, with designs now supplementing missile donations. The development of Ukrainian manufacturing capacity represents a significant long-term advantage, potentially reducing reliance on external aid. Russia's commissioning of the nuclear attack submarine Ulyanovsk underscores its continued investment in naval modernization and strategic deterrence despite ongoing commitments in Ukraine. This deployment likely aims to project power in the Arctic and North Atlantic regions. Over the next 30-90 days, expect heightened instability in Syria as regime forces attempt to regain lost territory, potentially drawing in external actors. The U.S.-Iran confrontation will remain volatile, with retaliatory strikes and proxy engagements probable. Ukraine's ability to sustain its offensive operations hinges on continued Western support and the effectiveness of its burgeoning domestic defense industry. Russia's naval posture suggests a focus on maintaining strategic depth while managing commitments elsewhere, potentially impacting future deployments in other theaters. The convergence of these events points toward an increasingly fragmented global security environment demanding careful assessment and adaptable strategies.